That's brilliant. Okay, then good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our partners, friends from all over the world. Again, I'm Anna from Taiwan Tourism Bureau London office. I would like to welcome you and thank you to join us our last episode of our webinar series today. So today's webinar is quite special episode, not just because it's the last one, but because we invite a local bird guide to introduce our beautiful and endemic species in Taiwan. So the first person I would like to introduce you is Chong, who's the local bird guide from Taiwan. Chong, would you like to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everyone. Yeah,
Brilliant. And the other one on the panel is the president of our Ecotourism Taiwan, Victor.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys.
Okay, then Victor was joined by Oscar, his partner as well.
Hello, I'm Oscar. Nice to meet you.
Brilliant. I'll welcome you to join us today, and both of them, three of them will have around 20 minutes each to share their latest information about Taiwan's ecotourism. So, of course, we will have a Q&A section at the end of their presentation. So, before we start, I would like to ask you to turn off your microphone during the presentation. So, I would like to introduce you a little bit latest news about Taiwan, about this beautiful island right now. Okay. I believe some of our friends and most of our friends have been seeing this. Oh no, would you please turn off the screen share? Because it will become a little bit smaller for the people. Or Amy, are you able to turn off the screen share of now? That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think a lot of friends and partners have been listened to this story, but I have to say it again. Taiwan was called Formosa in 16th centuries, and we had them for around 300 years. So elderly people in Europe might be more familiar with this name in Formosa, but right now in Mandarin or in English, we call it Taiwan. And we are very lucky to be chosen by Agoda, Expedia, Booking.com that we are top search travel destination in 2020. And these are all because our great job we done in 2020 last year. So here's a little bit introduction about our beautiful island. So as you can see, this is a map in Asia. We're just in the very hot position of the Japan, South Korea, Philippines, and more Thailand, Singapore, and of course there's a country called China. So how come you would not know Taiwan if you are sending your clients or you are going to Asia, but you miss Taiwan? So here are some key facts that you have to remember about Taiwan. Of course, we're in East Asia. The time difference is around 8 hours, and during the summertime, it's 7 hours. Most of people can speak Mandarin, Taiwanese, and over 30% of people can speak English. And the flight time from UK, most of London to Taipei is around 13 to 16 hours, depends on the flights you take. So I would like to update you a little bit numbers about Taiwan's pandemic situation. Here you can see is the total number from the day one the pandemic started, which is the end of the 2019. So right now, till now, we have around 12,000 confirmed cases and over 300 deaths. And from yesterday, it was 275 cases and 25 deaths. I know it's quite low number for the people from all over the world, but in Taiwan, since our standard was 0 in 2020, so this is quite a high number for Taiwanese people. But our government just decided to extend our alert level 3 to the end of the June. So at this slide, at the left-hand side, you can see this timeline that we're dealing with this pandemic. And this is exactly why we are dealing it so well. So I believe we are one of the best country on this world that our GDP keep growing, our domestic travel keep growing in 2020, and I believe will keep growing in this year. So I just jumped up this, and these are our social media platform. If you need any kind of information or details, you can contact with us directly, or on our social media platform, you can find everything. Okay. Just a little bit update about our country. So I would like to pass my time to Chunk to introduce our beautiful creatures in Taiwan. Chunk.
Oh, so okay. So may I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. And good morning or good afternoon, everyone. And I'm Chuck, and you can call me Chuck. I know it's an American name, but I just used to be called that way. Okay, I am a local bird guide working in Taiwan, and my website, I just update my website is taiwanbirdguide.com.tw. And in the future, I will remove the TW, but at this moment, now it's working as TW. So today I would like to introduce the birds and the other wildlife of Taiwan. Okay, so thanks for Anne's introduction about Taiwan. So more about that is Taiwan is a small island located in East Asia and with very high mountains. And 50%, more than 50% of the land is higher than 1,000 meters. And we have about 268 peaks higher than 3,000 meters. And the good thing is we can drive to 3,200 meters by driving, go to Wulin, go to Hehuanshan. So Taiwan has lots of mountains, but we are small. So we are about the size of the Netherlands. And we are we are significantly smaller than UK. And the size of Taiwan is only about 2 times of Wales. But we have the highest mountain in East Asia, nearly 4,000 meters. And also the high mountain and the location we located is quite interesting. To be simple, we can find the animals and plants in the whole Eurasia area. So in biological terms, is palearctic realm. And also we can also find some animals and plants in tropical area, aka Oriental or Indo-Malaysian realm, and in Indonesia, South Asia, or India. So in Taiwan, we are in junction of these two big biogeographic realms. So we have very high diversity of landscape and of course of the animals and all the creatures in this island. So we have high mountains and we have ponds, wetlands, coasts, and beautiful islands. So we have lots of the birds, nearly 700 species, and 30 of them are endemic species. Endemic species means these animals or plants can only be found in Taiwan. You have to come to this place to see them. So we have some special birds in Taiwan, and even with some city tour, we are able to see all of them around Taipei. Like the Taiwan barbet. Barbet is kind of the woodpecker and tropical woodpecker, and a beautiful songbird, Simta babbler, and a large bird, very attractive but attractive, is the blue magpie. It's a subtropical and tropical crows. And the screaming whistling thrush. When you live in Taipei, in some rural area, it's quite easy to hear of them. This is some endemic urban birds we can see around Taipei. And also we still have some very beautiful pheasants and partridge. The Mikado pheasants in our $1,000 note, and we have these birds in our money, and another beautiful swinghorn pheasants and 2 partridge. One is a striped but difficult to see the Taiwan partridge, and another is the Taiwan bamboo partridge. And also we have some larger old world babblers. Babbler is kind of birds retreat in tropical China or Southeast Asia. The larger ones are, we call it laughing thrushes. because when they sing songs, it's like laughing. So we have Hua Mei and all of this. And the upper right one is quite tame and easy to see in alpine areas. And also in mid-elevation, we have some other old world babbler like the Liu Shikla, and this Fubeta and Bawin, a mid-range sized bird with lots of bars on the wing and on the tail, and this bird with black necklace. And we have some beautiful birds that like picking flowers, like the Euhinas, CPRs, and Fubetas, and some shy birds, very shy, but they can sing very beautiful songs. And also we still have some tits and robins, like the great tit in Europe, or European robins is a Tristan-belly tit, colorbush robin, and yellow tit, and all of them are endemic to Taiwan. And we finished the land bird, but if we talking about the shorebird, because Taiwan is located in the middle of this flyway. Flyway is the area the bird flies north in spring and flies south in autumn. And one of the key birds is black-faced spoonbill. Black-faced spoonbill used to be a very rare bird in early 1990s. It's less than 500. But now we have nearly 5,000. From 500 to 5,000, Taiwan is an important wintering ground for them. We always harvest 50% of the population of the world. And the good season is September to next May or June. And around the Chinese New Year, January and February is the best season. We can see their beautiful breeding plumage. And also we have some rare East Asian waders like the Chinese egret, as rare as a spoonbill, and a beautiful Asian dowitcher is common in migratory seasons. And also we have one of the rarest birds of the world, the Chinese Christern. Now we have less than 100 individuals in the world, and it's breeds in Mazu, and we have to spend maybe 2 or 3 days, take ferry or flights to the islands close to China but belong to Taiwan. And the good season is June and July. And we also have some East Asia endemic sounder score, and then winter in Taiwan. And there are some breeding beautiful land birds, the fairy pitta. Right now, they breed in Taiwan. And the good season is late April to June. And we call it 8-color birds because it has lots of the beautiful and distinct colors on the body. And also we have some special bird like this Malaysian night heron is named Malaysian. It means Malaysia areas. And actually it's a widespread bird, but among their distribution area, only Taiwan is common. Even my friends, they go bird watching in Malaysia, they say the best Malaysian night heron they saw is in Taiwan. It's common in parks. And also we have some special bird like this thrush. They only breed in Japan and winter in Taiwan. And they don't like to go to mainland China. So it's another highlight bird for international birders. And also we still have some new endemic, new species. Like we have Taiwan thrush, used to be one of the race of the island thrush. And now we have Taiwan shortwing, we have Taiwan bullfinch in these 3 years. So now we increase our number of animals steadily. If we visit Lanyu, we can see some beautiful birds only breed in this island, like the Japanese paradise flycatcher or elegant scope owl distributed in the West Pacific Islands from Okinawa, Japan to northern Philippines. Also in Lanyu, it's also good to combine the wildlife watching and the culture. If we have 2 extra days, we can enjoy some Yami or Tao Aboriginal culture there. And sometimes we can ask the indigenous people to show their traditional clothes or canoe to us. And sometimes, and in Taiwan, we are sorry we don't have any large animals like tigers or elephants. So you won't see anyone riding on any kind of the mammals in Taiwan. But during birdwatching tours, it's quite often we can see the goat, the Taiwan squirrel, the monkey, the Formosan macaque, And these two flying squirrels, especially the white-faced one, they dwell in the tree holes and has very long tails and white face, and everyone loves that. And if you want more, and the bird guides in Taiwan, we are able to organize the tailor-made tour for birds and other animals if you request. And there's once I guide a mammal watching trip for bats and mouse. So when is the best time for bird watching trip? And to be simple, it's good for all year round because the highlight bird is a breeding endemic, is a residential bird. So they stay in Taiwan all year round. So in summer, we can get fairy pitta, get the Chinese western. And in our spring migration season and autumn migration season, we can get some migratory bird. And in winter, from September, and the good season is November to January, February. It's good for wintering bird because it's cold. And also the wet season in Taiwan is very unpredictable now. And from March to June, we'll have some spring rain or plum rain, but it's very unpredictable. Like this year, we just have rain, and for about nearly one year. And in August to October, we have typhoon. But during long bird watching trip, typhoon is good because typhoon can blow some good bird inland. And also typhoon usually comes very fast and goes very fast. So for bird watching seasons, it's all year round. But in winter, we'll miss some striped bird like the Taiwan bush warbler. But we can get some more wintering birds. So every season have their special birds. And the traditional high season for bird watching is spring. Because in late spring and in late April to early May is the number one and timing, because we can pick the early arrival fairy pitta, and we can still find some late living black-faced spoonbill. So there are some traditional UK birding company like Sunbird, they always pick this time of the year. And another good season is November. And because most of the wintering ground settle down by early November until February. So, but February is kind of the interesting because the Chinese New Year season is not very suitable for tourism come from Europe because Chinese New Year is very busy. So you should, but from November to February is a good timing for taking photos. So usually how many lifers can we get in a long trip, 2-week trip? Lifer is a bird species we haven't seen in this life, and we saw in this life. So usually in the long trip, no matter in spring or in autumn, people can get 100 to 180 to 200 species in the trip. And most of people can get 20, 30 to 150 lifers. So how long should we stay? How long should we organize the trip? So if we have only less than a week, we can see 50% of the breeding endemic and some races. And if you have some special target, we can get them. If we have more, about a week, we can get more. And we have time to see some waders like spoonbill. If we have 2 weeks, we can see as many as a bird in this season. And this is also the traditional bird watching trip organized by Western companies. And if we want to organize a photography trip or tour, it's okay. And for Taipei, so we organize some Taipei one-day Taipei city tour. Is we can from early morning to late afternoon, from 1 to 6, or even with a tourism bus is okay, and good for photography and birding tour. And we can find some good rural birds. And in summer, in Taipei, it can be hot as 35 Celsius degree, but in winter can be go to 5 degrees. And we can pick you up in the hotel and drop you off there. And if we have some disabled people, we can find some good paths and good for wheelchairs is also possible. So if we have 2 to 4 days, we can find some essential key endemic. And it's similar, and if we have a week, we can find more, including some, and there's one endemic only can find in southern Taiwan. So we can drive all the way down and to Kending and spend our time in the base birding site, Dashueshan, to look for them. If we want to see everything, and it's a classical 2-week trip. So from April to September, we can go to the Lanyu Island and all the important birding sites in Taiwan. And it will be kind of typical. So for disabled people, it's not very suitable for them. But we can organize the pick up and drop off in the airport. And sometimes we'll miss the wet season. And sometimes it can as cold as 10 degrees C in mountains, but as hot as 35 degrees C in cities. So in a long trip, we will visit the 3 birding sites, and this one is Dashueshan. It's a base birding site. Usually we'll spend 2 to 3 to 4 days there. And sometimes we'll go to Hehuanshan, the Taokou Gorge, and also we'll go to Alishan or Yushan. And also we'll visit the southwest coast for wetlands and visit islands by ferry depart from southern Taiwan or from Taidong City. So Taiwan is safe to travel even for wildlife watching. To be simple, we don't have any leech. Oh yes, we do have leech, but I never get leech attack when I go bird watching because most of the bird watching in Taiwan is roadside watching. And we do have no malaria, we have dengue fever, but we don't have to worry about that only in cities. We don't have rabies, we don't have ticks, we only have to worry about the typhus fever in Lanyu Island, but it's also rare. So it's good because one of my clients, they say, I feel regret I visit Taiwan during my 40s. I should visit Taiwan when I am 70s. And we have no hunting. So the hunting pressure in Taiwan is very low. So animal can be 10. And we have lots of the convenience stores, more than 10,000 in Taiwan. We can find drinking waters everywhere, the water dispensers in nearly every public buildings. And we have very good telecom service. And visa is easy to get. And we also have the high-speed rail. So we can start the trip in Taipei and finish it in southern Taiwan and drive to Kaohsiung and take the high-speed rail back to the airport or back to Taipei City. And we have very active birding community, lots of the NGOs, and we have English every fauna, and we have English field guide, and illustrated by Taiwanese artists. And we also have lots of events like the bird fairs in April, in October, or bird races. And how to fly to Taiwan? Usually people would transit in Dubai or Bangkok or in Hong Kong. And in China Airlines belong to Taiwan, and Air China belong to China. And there are some direct flight available, and we can also link Taiwan with other nearby countries. And we will use the beautiful wood cabins in the most important bird watching sites, Dashueshan, and find the 4-star hotels in downtown, and sometimes use some homestays in rural area, but it will be always clean and neat. And we'll use the 9-seat van or the minibus, depends on the group size. And this is my eBird profile. And this is another eBird profile of our bird guide. And we are all good local birders and local eBirders, and we are all licensed tour guides. So the take-home message is Taiwan, we have very good bird diversity, and it's good for any time of the year, and it's safe. You don't have to worry about any disease like malaria, ticks, and leeches. And we have very good infrastructure, lots of convenience stores, and good toilets, and visa-free. And we can organize package, usually up to 2 weeks tour. And thanks for your attention.
That was amazing. As John can say, as you can see, Taiwanese people always live with these animals and inspired to let them to stay in the mountains. So you can easily to see the birds inside the city, not just in the wild, in the forest. So next I have to welcome Victor to share the ecotourism in Taiwan. Victor. Oh, Victor, I think you're on mute. That's brilliant. Okay.
All right. Sorry. Thank you, Anna, for the introduction, and thank you, the London office of Taiwan Tourism Bureau, for this great opportunity. I'm Victor from Ecotourism Taiwan, and it's my pleasure to meet you here. Ecotourism Taiwan is a private organization with the primary mission of promoting birdwatching in Taiwan. So we do many things. We do bird race. We call it Taiwan Birdathon, as Chuk has been mentioned, and we do international bird fairs such as the Asian Bird Fair, and we also attend the international bird fairs like the American Birding Expo, like South American Bird Fair, African Birding Expo, and of course Asian Bird Fair. And myself is the co-founders of and the executive committee of Asian Bird Fair. And we have organized Asian Bird Fair in Taiwan in 2011 and 2018. And we'll share a little bit more later. And following Chuk's presentation, allow me to share a little more information about Taiwan. Taiwan is a small island, but pretty huge density of the people here. However, we have 9 national parks, 20 nature reserves, 34 major wildlife habitats, 18 forest recreation areas, 82 national important wetlands, 54 important bird areas. And the forest coverage is about 60%. That's something pretty awesome. And Taiwan is one of the green spots on the Tropic of Cancer. About so far 679 species of birds and 30 endemics, and also butterflies, reptiles, frogs, mammals, and more than 200 mountains higher than 3,000 meters. But that doesn't mean that Taiwan is pretty tough and rough to travel. Actually, the roads are almost all paved, so it's very good for traveling. And about bird watching, yeah, we have so many local clubs. We call them wild bird societies. So far, there are 22 wild bird societies, and estimately we have 100,000 bird watchers, and around 20,000 are king birders. I mean, they will use their leisure time, weekend, go out for birding. And all these wild bird clubs, they organize more than 300 field trips every year. Just bring people out there for watching birds. Isn't that amazing? Of course, they also do local bird fairs. Some are smaller, some are pretty good in size. And so far, we have 2 major bird races. One is Dashisan Bird Race. It's in April every year, and Taiwan Birdathon in November. This one is organized by Ecotourism Taiwan. And I must give you more reasons why you must visit Taiwan for birding. All these comments are from my friends, International Birders Taiwan, International Bird Guides, and they say that why should you come to Taiwan? Because number one, it's high biodiversity. Second, it's on the East Asian Australasian Flyway. And third, the diversity of so many wildlife, so many things, and great habitat, is extensive, well-protected mountain forests and wetlands, and 50 year-round birding. I mean, if you want to come to the good season, the high season, just breeding seasons from March to June. But actually, if you want to see those endemics, just come anytime if you have time. They are always there waiting for you. So, there's no difference between seasons Only if you want to see more birds, of course, in wintering time is better. But for the endemic species and those sub-endemics, no problem. Just come anytime. And we have stunning mountain landscapes. And 7 people are friendly here. Actually, we are very friendly. We warmly welcome international birders to come to Taiwan, and so many of us are, conservation minded and interested in nature. A teaching scene, the friendliest Chinese culture on earth. This is one of common and I like. In Taiwan, it is safe, low crime, no leeches, malaria, dengue, just no rabies, just as should be mentioned. And it's good, clean hygiene and health care. Excellent food, I don't have to mention this. Yes, we enjoy good foods in Taiwan. And a lot can be done in a short trip, like 5 to 10 days. And you have more time to come and stay here more than 2 weeks, and you will see a lot more. Yeah, this is the logo of the bird race this year. You'll be in September because of the pandemic. It's delayed to September, and we will do Taiwan Birdathon, a 24-hour bird race this year again in November. Well, this race is restricted in uh, southern Taiwan, in Yunlin, Chai, and Tainan city and counties. It's organized by Southwest Coast National Scenic Area, Taiwan Tourism Bureau, and Ecotourism Taiwan. And let me tell you, Southwest Coast National Scenic Area is one of the best places to see shorebirds, waders, as well as the endemic forest birds in Taiwan. So when you visit Taiwan, you must come to Southwest Coast. That's a great place for birding. And this is a photo I want to show you because we have this birdathon in 2017. And there are a dozen of birders from UK join us in this bird race. And they love it. I tell you, they really love it. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we have organized the 9th Asian Bird Fair in Taiwan in 2018 in Chiayi, Taiwan. Altogether, there are 29 countries, 40 local organizations, 30 international companies joining us, and we have 21,000 visitors in 2 days. It was the biggest ever in Asian Bird Fair, which has been held 10 years, the Asian Bird Fair, and this was the biggest ever. I tell you all these things because I just want you to know Taiwan is a birder-friendly place. If you come to Taiwan, you'll be welcome everywhere. And more birds. This is Picardo pheasant, stunning birds, gorgeous, elegant. The stringhose pheasant, just awesome. The Taiwan barbet, one of the easiest birds, the endemic birds you can see in Taiwan. You go to a park, you go to a garden, you'll see these beautiful birds, the Taiwan barbet. Of course, Taiwan blue magpie, they're endemics, they're beautiful, and they are easy to see. It's promised. Yellow teeth, nice birds, awesome. Taiwan Euhina, white-eared sepia, Taiwan barwings, and of course, do not miss the black-faced spoonbill. And for all those information I give you, I want to share something more. In Global Big Days, which was just last month, Taiwan has submitted 965 reports during that event, ranked 15 in the world. And we have recorded 231 species in the event. So far there are 4,295 e-birders in Taiwan. We have contributed more than 500,000 reports 553,000 reports since 2015. It's top 10 in the world. So I just want to know Taiwan is birder-friendly country, birder-friendly land. Please find time to visit Taiwan. So we are ready to greet you in Taiwan. And let me introduce Mr. Oscar from Energy Express to tell you how we welcome you when you're in Taiwan. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I'm Oscar from the Energy Express. We also the agents for the GSA agent for Globus and the Cosmos tour in Taiwan. So we do lots of the inbound tour in this area. First, I know this is the last session for the webinar, and I think you know more than me about Taiwan. So I don't share more about Taiwan, but I like share more from the agent point. Sorry, I need our page down. Okay, it's working. Okay, from the agent point, I think Taiwan is a hub of the Southeast Asia. So it's quite easy by China Airline or the EVA Air from the UK to Taipei. And then you can transit everywhere like Tokyo or Bangkok or Singapore, or even you would like to fly to Auckland or Sydney, because it's a long flight. If you from the UK to Sydney, at least for the 30 hours, why not you can spend 1 or 2 days in the Taipei. It's easy and no visa query for you to stay there. So I think you can tell your clients we need to stay or transit in Taipei for the 2 or more 4 or 5 days. Because the Taiwan is first founded by your UK Dr. Robert Swinhoe in the 1860. He found the first 5 different endemic birds in Taiwan. So we still have a good relationship, and the UK is our the teacher to teach the Taiwanese people and how to watch the bird. Another reason is we are the small island, so your client and your group is quite easy to visit the major mountain, forest, and the bird. And you can do lots of various hiking, biking, ecotourism, and the bird watching. From this map, you can find if you arrive at the Taoyuan airport, it's very easy. You can go to the Taipei. The Taipei there is a nearby botanic garden and the Yangming Mountain. It's at least 30 minutes. You can reach the mountainside and you can see the lots of birds. And you can continue our high-speed rail or by bus. You can visit the Dongshi and go to the Daxueshan and spend 2 or 3 days. You can find lots of different endemic birds there. And if you have more until for 12 days, you can visit the Lanyu and go to the Taidong and the Alishan region. So it's quite easy to connecting the different area and the national park in Taiwan. Okay, that's our suggest itinerary. I think you can leave and to see the PowerPoints later. Let's share how the land arrangement here in Taipei, in Taiwan. Okay, you can use the 20 or 27 seats coach. You can see we can have the Mercedes-Benz, we can have the Volkswagen Craft bus for the 6 to 8 people. The hotel near the mountainside, you can find the different style of the hotel and you can choose. Okay, a little bit problem with the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, you can find the hotel is like a 3-star hotel. It's very convenient and quite safe, and the equipment and it's good. It's the guest house. We can say like the B&B in UK, and it's quite easy and small, and it's quite unique. And for the people, if you are, because the bird watching group usually is not more than 20 people. So like this house is good for the 16. They have the 8 room and you can stay there. If you have a more budget in our Qingjing farm, you can find a very good England chalet. It's like a 4 and 5-star hotel in UK. And it's very easy and very romantic. If your people like to have the very good accommodation, probably you can choose for that. It's meat, it's meals. Taiwan is lots of the fruit, vegetable, and it's very tasty. So your people can try after they go to the bird watching. From the breakfast, probably you can enjoy for Chinese styles conch, or we still have a toast, omelette, and for our breakfast. They probably will be a la carte style or buffet style. Of course, if you like arrange every meal with a steak, probably so we can do that for you. Okay. So, and as we mentioned, that we have the thousands of 7-Eleven, and we also have Starbucks, and for your choice. So I think Taiwan is quite convenient and a very safe place, and we have a very good professional bird guide, and welcome to visit Taiwan. Thank you.
That was brilliant. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you for your introduction of our beautiful bird journey. And right now we're opening for the Q&A time. If you have anything to ask, or you have any words or any comments about our webinars, you can turn on your camera and microphone and talk to us directly. Let me check on the... Okay, Chang just send out the link of our new website on the chat box. If you can take a look, that will be brilliant. And I would like to ask, Neil, do you have any kind of question or comments about our webinar today? It was great to see you again this morning. Oh, now you're on mute. Now you're on mute. I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
Neil, your microphone, Neil.
Yeah, you're on mute. If there's any other people who would like to share their comments, well, you're very welcome. And we are going to take a group photo. If you can turn on your camera, that would be great. And we would love to see you on our group photo. Brilliant, Linda. Is there anyone who would like to join us? Thank you, Terry. Any other one to turn on your camera?
Yes, I'm unmuted now.
Now, brilliant, you're here. Okay.
Yes, that's tremendous. Yes.
Okay. Would you like to share any comments? Or
I'm just wondering about extending the tour beyond Taiwan. Some people coming the distance from Britain, whether they might combine bird watching with, say, Hong Kong, or with the Philippines, or even perhaps with Fujian province on the mainland. Is that possible through the people who've spoken to arrange that? I mean, perhaps have 10 days, 12 days on Taiwan and 3 or 4 days in Fujian, Hong Kong, other places which are relevant for bird watching?
That is definitely the great question. Victor or Chong or Oscar, are you able to answer?
I can answer that.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, no, it's quite possible actually. You know, this a good idea. You know, to travel to Taiwan like for 2 weeks, 12 days or 14 days in Taiwan, because you're in Asia. Why don't you go to Hong Kong or Fujian, China, or even Japan? Yes, we have good connection with them. There are local bird guides there. Yes, we can help you to connect them. No problem. Yes.
Oh, good.
That is wonderful. As you can see in our previous episode, we have a direct flight from Taiwan to other Asian countries. So it just costs you around 3 or 4 hours to get to another totally different environment to see the totally different things in Asia. So yes, that's totally doable in Asia. That's how convenient we are. And Chunks.
And traditionally, usually UK companies, they visit Taiwan all the way because we have spent very long time to take the flight. So usually they will take 2 weeks. But if you want to just pick up all the endemic birds, the lifers you can only find in Taiwan. 1 week is okay. And another typical before the COVID-19 pandemic is quite popular for British birders. They connect Taiwan with China, southwest China,
With
Yunnan.
Fujian province.
and
actually.
Yunnan, Sichuan. And
Oh,
because
so Yunnan.
the bird in Fujian is quite similar to the birds in Kinmen. There's another
Yes,
island
they
belong to
travel
Taiwan.
Yunnan province.
Or similar with Hong Kong.
Yes.
Because Hong Kong used to be a very good place for international birders. For people go bird watching in China, they'll go to Sichuan, Yunnan, or go to Qinghai. And they rarely go to Fujian. Yeah. Thank you.
But let me remind you, Neil, because Taiwan is actually more friendlier, than other places. In some of the sub-endemic species, it's good to see them in Taiwan than other places like Malayan night heron, like fairy pita. Pitas are always difficult. They're there, but difficult to see. But in Taiwan, you come the right season, like from late May to August, it's almost guaranteed to see fairy pitas. And Malayan night heron, my God, they are just everywhere. You just won't miss it. Thank
Well,
you.
perhaps they should spend sort of 10 or 12 days bird watching and then 4 or 5 days on general sightseeing.
Yes,
That's a good
exactly.
idea. That's a good
Spend a
idea.
reasonable amount of time in Taipei for the sites
Yes.
that have nothing to do with bird watching, but are very well while seeing, of course.
Yeah, a lot to see in Taiwan. Yes, you're most welcome.
And
If we
now
went to
I
the
think
major
you
cities,
will
yes.
need a month to stay in Taiwan after you hear these amazing things happen in Taiwan. You might need 1 or 2 months to stay there. You have
Sure.
you
Oh,
have
well.
90 days visa free, so 90 days. Then
How long is it visa free? 40 or 14?
90. It's 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Oh, well, then there's no problem.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, you can spend your whole time doing everything in Taiwan, and I'm not sure you might stay in Taiwan forever. There's always too many things you have to see. So is there any other one have any kind of comments or questions you would like to ask? Terry, would you like to share any kind of comments? I'm sorry, you're on mute.
You're mute. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all very
brilliant.
interesting, Anna. It was the main question I had was already been answered about whether you can add on other destinations and extend your time. So that's been really interesting. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you for your participating. And is there any other one would like to show up? Dara, I see you there. Okay. So thank you for your take part in our webinar series. And it's very sad that our first series is only 6 episodes, but I believe we will have more in the rest of our year or in Q1 of next year. So if you missed any episode before, we have the YouTube platform you can visit for the previous episode. Thank you, Dara. Thank you. And yeah, thank you all for joining us today and for the previous episodes. And thank you, Victor, Chung, Oscar, Terry, Nell, everyone in this room. So we see you very, very soon. Okay, don't miss Taiwan too much. I know we are opening again very, very soon. So thank you for your time and see you soon. Stay safe. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.